Hey there, sweetness, how goes it? I do hope that it goes well. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that, but we just got kicked off our live within, I don't know, a couple of minutes of going live. Strange. Or is it? It is the season of the witch. We're going to go through the introduction again because I deleted that first live. There's something very special in the air. Quick name of the game: if there's anything that is connective to this collective, that's beautiful. I invite you to take that shit with you. If, however, nothing here resonates, that's all right. You just leave it right where you fucking found it. It's probably a piece of information that was meant for someone else in the collective, and you should never take something off the table or in general that does not belong to you. Keep in mind that time may be fluid as well as energy, and let's get into it, shall we? Yes. Spirit willing, we shall. Spirit of love, truth, grace, and guidance. Spirit of the season of the witch. Please guide myself, guide these messages, guide this collective, guide us always and in all ways. Thank you. Welcome home, homies. Please do the tribe a favor. Make sure you get those likes up on your way in and out of the video. Make sure that you are subscribed. Leave us a comment. Interact. It means a lot. This is where we begin for you, collective. Parsley. The key word here, death. Let's find out why. From tombs to plates I will adorn, with a deathly message to forewarn. 'Tis the end when I appear, but mortality is not to fear. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. Sorry, commercials. The change you've been resisting won't go away. The end is nigh, and there's nothing you can do to prevent it. Wear me as a garland around your neck when feasting to ward off intoxication. But if you find you are in need of parsley, it could indicate terminal illness, and you may well lose your appetite. Instead of fearing me when I garnish your plate, you are reminded of your own precious mortality. As I protect your food from contamination, take a leaf out of my book and remain grounded. For if I'm uprooted, I bring bad luck to your household. Hold a sprig for effortless communication with those who have passed over, but never mention the names of the living when you hold me in your hands. A death to the old welcomes in magical opportunities as you finally let go. My presence is an auspicious omen at this time. Recommended recipe: shake. For clearing the body of toxins, water retention, bloating, take 2 cups of spring or filtered water and pour into a blender. Add 2 cups of chopped fresh parsley to the blender, along with 2 cups of freshly cooked nettle leaves and 2 cups of cooked dandelion leaves. Now add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. You guys could come back to this later if you wanted to. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 clove of garlic, and some sprigs of fresh mint. Add some cumin and blend on high. Keep in fridge until ready to drink. The magic revealed inside of parsley. In ancient Greek mythology, parsley grew from the blood of Archemorus when he was devoured by snakes. It represents death and means forerunner of death. British folklore considers it bad luck to transplant this herb. Never give away parsley as it is deemed to bring bad luck. Further research is up to you guys, but that's where Spirit wants you to begin. I think we're going to stick with this deck for a moment. Messages for the collective, please. Woo. Excuse me. Someone is learning about binding at this time or needs to be. Also, tea tree. Tea tree for the strength of the scalp and the hair. Look for your omens in the colors of stones, the faces of cats, the burning of fire, and the curve of old bones. The omens that this card speaks of coming forth. My left ear just started ringing very loudly. That is the higher self trying to come through. You could look that up as well if you're getting a lot of ringing in the ears. Look up the spiritual significance of that. But tea tree for the strength of the root of your hair from scalp to end. Also, look into the oil of parsley. Oil of parsley. It's very clearly depicted in this card, which makes me feel its importance. There's a parsley air freshener and the tincture. Anything else? I don't believe there's anything else from this deck. On to the next. We are going to go with a handmade deck for a moment. Let's see what the Mystic Gypsy has to say. Messages for the collective, please. Thank you. How are things going? Card 18, I'm going to have to grab the number book. How are things going? Balance. Card 16. $18. $18 speaks of who can act. Sort of a question. Who can act? So I'm wondering, with this tea bag, it makes me think sitting, meditating, drinking in some tea, and wondering who can take action with something. And again, further depicted here. It's a wonderment, sort of like a juggling of thoughts, a balancing act. Who can act? 16. Right sense. RIGHT. Who can act right? And a question of trying to sense that out. I like this energy. How are things going? Who can act rightly? It's also a balance in the understanding of there's not always just one right way. I want to get further into these numbers in another book. It was 18 and 16. Opportunity, structure, opportunity for mediation. So some sort of mediation about the structure, an opportunity for, or mediation of the structure of an opportunity. Maybe both. Something all low down, something about wanting to help those that feel low down, help them rise spiritually. But it's also an energy of not letting the cat out of the bag too early, so to speak, for things. It's also an energy of never wanting to keep anyone held down or be kept held down. In a stifling manner. Something about being in the flow of being in the stream of light beams, being in the flow, allowing your light to burn brightly, shine, sparkle. Something about salt. Salt. Salt is for purification, it's for protection, cleansing, healing. But it's also controversial in many ways. The forms. Something about support for your divine gifts, support for your divine gifts, or your divine gifts provide you support. Maybe both. Have gratitude for the things that you can see that not everyone can. I'm not enjoying all the ads coming on. All right. I think we'll get into some tarot, some tea. We'll see how are things going. Sagittarius energy stuck to the table. Spiritual and intelligent. Maybe that is your energy, or if you're unaware, you should know that you are spiritual and you are intelligent. I think we're going to do the Tarot of the Abyss. Knight of Pentacles. Let's take a walk with the Knight of Pentacles and see what needs to be said, collective. Bottom of the deck, the Tower. Followed by the Lovers and the Six of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles. The Key of Pentacles has now been passed to the Knight of Pentacles, who will embark on the second phase of the journey. I just saw, what is that? It's a kind of race. Relay race. Relay race. The Key of Pentacles has now been passed to the Knight of Pentacles, who will embark on the second phase of the journey. His role is to guard the key zealously in his quest to convey it to his queen. Curiously, he has a magnificent horse, yet he chooses to walk on foot. This indicates his slow, plodding, dutiful nature. The Knight of Pentacles is not one who will rush. He takes his duties seriously. He is methodical in his tasks and proceeds with prudence. Haste does not matter to him, only efficacy. If your reading was geared towards career aspects, the Knight of Pentacles intimates that your goals will be reached if you remain tenacious and focused. In matters of the heart, the Knight of Pentacles signifies a strong, stable relationship built on trust and honesty. If we were to personify the Knight of Pentacles, he would show up as a very hard-working individual, someone who is conservative and cautious by nature, and a bit of a perfectionist. This individual never leaves things half done and won't waste time. If you don't know anyone in your life with those traits or characteristics, this card may actually represent the cautious aspect of you. Perhaps you're the one who needs to harness the energy of the Knight of Pentacles. Or, if you're carrying his traits to excess, perhaps it's time to ease up a little. The Tower. The storm rages on. The thunder and lightning tearing through the night, destroying everything in their path without mercy. The idyllic treehouse, once poised tall, is now torn and rent. Constructed on the hopes of childhood dreams, the treehouse now lies shattered. clinging to life as the man dangling dangerously from its foundations. One person has already fallen. With no more strength left, that car just tried to fall. With no more strength left, she has let go, surrendering to the abyss. If the house were built on sturdier ground, could it have prevented this situation? It is not likely. The storm was bound to arrive sooner or later. The Tower card is not a card we love to see in readings. It is unsettling, to say the least. When it reveals itself, we cringe at its potential ramifications. There's no sugarcoating it. It's a card that augurs a time for drastic transformations that will force you to move out of your comfort zone. If you are a person who doesn't enjoy change, this card can signal a potentially challenging time. Tower doesn't bring small changes. It produces major shifts. Thank you, sweetheart. Welcome home. Hope you're well. Things that appeared stable and constant are now uprooted and abrupt. You may have to sell your home, relocate, or seek new employment. As stressful as this period can be, remember that you are not your job or your house. Do not identify with the things that you do in life or the place where you reside. These are supporting elements in your life that bring stability and comfort. However, they are not always fixed and static, and it may be necessary to relinquish them to open up new possibilities. I was getting the word static in my mind over and over earlier. Awesome. Awesome. My prayer is that it all goes as it needs to for you. The one who stays constant in the sea of change is your true nature. See that you nourish, safeguard, and keep it well. The Lovers. Grab a sip of coffee. I'm going to dry out midway. Cheers, guys. Every day is a fresh start. Absolutely. Safe travels to all the homies every day. But yes, especially those on their way somewhere new. It's always an exciting time. There is nothing more beautiful to me than nature itself. Trees have always fascinated me. Their rough exterior hiding their vulnerable life force. They can be as straight as arrows, but at the same time bend with the wind. They adapt their solid bodies innately, knowing their survival depends on it. Their roots run deep within the earth, sharing nutrients and a bonding with others of their kind that is unseen for all the rest of us. For this reason, I chose 2 bonding trees to represent the lovers. This is the blurb in the book, by the way, by Anna Torian, Tarot of the Abyss. I chose 2 bonding trees to represent the lovers. 2 trees bend to reach each other, their roots interwinding, almost becoming one entity. It has taken many years for them to be able to connect in such a way. There's a storm like this, there are trees like this, that have clearly weathered many storms and much poplar trees. I call them the mommy poplar and the daddy poplar, and they are finally only touching at their branches at the tippy tops of these ginormous trees that have been growing in place for years. And I had said that to my boyfriend. I said, honey, they have worked for years and years and years to finally be able to reach each other because they're planted about 100 feet from each other, I'd say, at the root, at the base, at the trunk. But I imagine those roots have spread to each other as well. As above, so below. Yeah, the eye of the storm. It's funny, I don't want to take too much time on me and my stuff, but the space in between those two trees, it is sort of like the eye of the storm. The two trees that I'm talking about anyhow, but here as well. Yeah, Freudian slips, Anyhow, becoming one entity. It has taken many years for them to be able to connect in such a way. Through storms and drought, they're only witnesses the changing seasons of the soul. They do not need to express their love verbally. Their love is shared instantly and equally. And through their merging, they are stronger still. The Lovers is a card that represents a deep soul-felt connection with someone. Some would call it finding their soulmate, their life companion, and even though, generally speaking, this card does deal with romantic relationships, it often goes beyond this level of interpretation. The Lover's card talks about allowing yourself to be vulnerable and true, letting the other person know you for who you truly are. Break down the walls and trust that the other person will be there for you. Just like the trees have joined their roots together into one, so must you in your own relationship. You may be pleasantly surprised by what you discover. And we had just gotten in a reading the other day, the infinite well of discovery. May you find the infinite well. May you discover. And Six of Cups energy. Memories form a large part of who we are. The people we've met and interacted with in the past, our childhood, all of these and more, strung together, form the picture of who we are as individuals. The Six of Cups is the card of review. We're reviewing things from our past relationships, childhood memories, or love from the past, but now through a more objective lens. This card can bring with it some nostalgia, perhaps a reunion or a person from your past is making you think of all the things you thought were forgotten. And it's okay to think of the past as long as you don't start living in it. Memories are sometimes fickle, and we tend to remember things in a much better light than they truly were. So use the past to better your future. Use the emotional lessons, but don't let yourself dwell too much in the past. If you're reading this card as a follow-up to the Five of Cups, where we had sorrow and regret, I have to say, we're not, but that is the first page that my thumb flipped to. I thought it was cool. I was like, ooh, we landed on the Five of Cups, and I wanted to read it, but I'm like, no, we didn't get that card, so I'm going to move forward. So we're not going to dwell too much into that energy, but there's sorrow and regret. Here, we've moved beyond the sorrow. We are now reviewing things from our past relationships and can have a more objective stance. I think that's the last word. I'm going to make sure. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. All right. I want to get you guys some. I was going to say some random words, but if you get them, you know, there's a good chance they're not that random for you. All right, fishies, stop a-flipping. Thank you. But yeah, we're going to throw some words out at you guys before I hop off here because I have to be prepared to get my child here. These are just like some little handmade, an offer coming your way, collective, an offer. Something regarding your shine, the way that you shine. We had got something about that earlier, about you being allowed to and allowing yourself to. Awesome. Yes, thank you. It is. I'm really enjoying the energy today. But it was something about that, allowing yourself to sparkle, allowing yourself to shine, to stream, be in the stream of the light beams, you know? I love it. Wide open in the reverse with closing door directly following. There is something that this offer, and honestly, it could be taken both ways. You'll know if it's your offer, if it's your moment to shine. And you can shine in so many ways. Anyway, this offer is going to close out some sort of cycle, some sort of thought, some sort of pattern, some sort of behavior, some sort of energy. It's going to, sorry, I'm trying to get it to, it's going to allow you to close the door to something, whether it's to the offer itself or to, I'm getting, sometimes the price of a brand new life is the cost of the old one. That's what I'm getting there. But again, you'll know. Thank you guys for being here. I love and appreciate you. I hope and pray that this message, this video reaches who it needs to, how it needs to. And I'm so thankful that it's already begun. Until we speak again, my dears. Mwah. Remain in your light.